Clean your room. Actually.
Working today, Daniel.
It is. It just went live, so whenever the clock tips, we're ready.
Okay, please rise. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome, everyone, to the meeting of the Board of Commissioners, December 13th, 2022. Roll call, please.
Present?
Baldwin,
Present.
Osberger, Sykes,
Present.
Present. Okay, the open meetings law is posted on the south side of our chambers, on the wall outside of our chambers. It is also on the website. Proof of publication was on the website, also in the newspaper, December 8th. Next, we need to review and approve the minutes of the November 29th Board of Commissioner meeting.
So moved.
Thank you, guys. Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Sykes,
Yes.
Osberger,
Yes.
Brooks,
Yes.
Baldwin,
Yes.
O'Connor.
Yes. And also, we need to adopt today's agenda.
Move to adopt today's agenda?
Second.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Roll call.
Brooks,
Yes.
Baldwin,
Yes.
Osberger,
Yes.
Sykes,
Yes.
O'Connor.
Yes. Officials forum. Have anybody that would like to speak today? For the officials forum. I'm sorry, Jim. We'll do the officials first.
first?
Yeah.
I thought you said yeah.
Jenny, do you have anything?
I didn't know if Tina was officially on the agenda, or if I'm just, okay, then I will,
Okay.
then I will jump up. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I am here representing Tanya this morning. We have a new extension board member that we are asking.
Oh,
for.
that is on the agenda.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay,
yes.
then I
So
will
that's
wait.
the reason you're here for?
That
Okay.
is why I'm here.
I didn't know if you had anything else. All right,
That's
sorry.
fine.
You guys, I see Hart isn't here today. Did you guys got
Yep.
anything from?
No, I really
Yeah.
had nothing. He was gonna head out shortly. He's got a meeting that's right after lunch.
Okay.
And he's basically doing the same as always, hauling rock and gravel, and storing quite a little gravel already up at Benedict. They're hauling a lot out
Okay.
there, so.
Okay.
Otherwise, there really wasn't too much.
Right. Yep.
Okay. All right, now we will move to public forum. Good morning.
Morning.
Sorry about that.
No,
Hadn't been here for a
I don't
while.
hear too good sometimes either. Thank you for the opportunity to be here. James Jackson, 907 Red 2 Fairmont. I came as a spokesman for my family that lives in Hayes Township. I don't know if any of you here, none of the people ahead of us that are promoting industrial solar deal are from Hayes Township, have a real good friend in Hayes Township. We have nobody that's gonna vote for us. We have no income for advertising or anything else. But mainly the reason I'm here is because I went to my grandson's Christmas program last night in McCool Junction. He's in preschool. Before he graduated in 33. Okay, my mom and dad graduated from McCool in 29. I graduated in 59. My oldest son graduated in 99. So I'm not here as a spokesman to say that I'm against this because the money's gonna go to you and the school. But I am here to say that, defend this for my ancestors, and then I'll go back to, I've told you that 21% of the land in the whole wide world is like the soil we have here in York County. Only 18% of the land in the United States is irrigated, and that produces 54% of the gross income for agriculture. We're gonna cover that up with solar panels that are gonna We don't know anything about them, we know they're made in China, but I'm not gonna get into that. Here's another fact about our soil. You know what it's made of? 45% minerals, 25% air, 25% water, 5% organic or less. Most of our soils here are 3, 4, some are 5. Okay, every 1% of organic material will hold 25,000 more gallons of water. For roughly 27,000 gallons an acre inch. From 100 million to 1 billion living organisms in a teaspoon of soil. There's enough bacteria in there in a foot of soil to equal the weight of 2 cows. And where we got earthworms, the soil turns over turns the top 6 inches every, how many years? It's in a Farm Journal, I think it was. Our soil turns over in 10 to 20 years. Well, back to my ancestors. They came here after the Civil War. Got here in 1875 or so, and it was my privilege this summer to go visit where the ancestor responsible for being here was born in a little town that's part of Syracuse, New York now. And they moved 25 miles west of Milwaukee. The Civil War started. He joined the National Guard of Wisconsin. They didn't have to ever draft. They had so many volunteers. Okay, he went to Arkansas and he got consumption and passed away. His wife was she remarried with his children. And the man she married they all decided to come to Nebraska. So they get on a train. The train ends, the railroad tracks end at Fairmont. They come 10 miles north to where we are. One year, the second year they were here, they saw this cloud. It was grasshoppers. They'd everything. Killed the potatoes, beets, everything. They probably about froze to death too, because even what they used for heat, cow manure piles, just buffalo were gone. Anyway, I'm boring you with this. But anyway, that lady was pregnant, and she broke her hip. And she passed away sometime after that. Well, she's the first one buried in 1876 in the Greenwood Cemetery, where my bones are going to be too. And of all the things that happened to those people, why they stayed, I just marvel at the fortitude they had because of the things that I had it tough. And then I want to also mention our neighborhood is pretty well saddened by the death of our dear friend P.J. O'Connor. We both had a love for cattle. We both lived through the tornadoes. His was different than mine, but he only got to be 54 years old. His 2 boys are still there. But anyway, thank you for your time, and please remember us, and we're in this fight. We don't have 1,000 people working for our company and have unlimited facilities to decide the people that really don't have their nose in the game, just off away, and it doesn't make any difference to them. So that's where I live and I work at the same place, and that's my heaven. And you're not, as a landowner, you're not supposed to put manure right up close to your neighbor. Okay. The beauty of manure is in your eyes, so thank you.
Thanks, Jim. Anybody else from the public would like to comment at this point in time during the meeting?
I'll sit in this one because Jim's got it warmed up good. Willard Peterson, 514 Road 13. Address is York. I live southeast of Bradshaw, and that's where I prefer to be referred to, that I'm from Bradshaw. This is in regards to your talks and consideration on 4th Street as far as that road. I'm here to ask you not to spend a dime on that road. There's a whole lot of people sitting here. It would be Woody and Stan and Jim and myself. We all live on county roads, and we can find places that money would be a lot better spent on roads around that on 4th Street that isn't, part of that wasn't even originally a road. And I've heard some rumors or something about some state statute that if something's been a road for a long time, then it becomes a road. I don't know if it has to or just that it could, but you guys don't like state statutes either, so I'm sure there's a way to get around it. Please don't spend a dime on that road. 4th Street. Spend a dime on a lot of other roads.
Thanks, Willard.
But
And thank you.
you're welcome. Huh?
Thank you. Anybody else, public forum? If not, we'll move on. Go into executive session. There is no need for that today. No general assistance cases. On to the vendor claims. Everybody have an opportunity to go through them? Have any questions about them?
We did, I assume the Erd Camp 40,000, that's for the transit and aging services vehicle.
Yes. And I have not seen it personally, but somebody said that.
I did see it going down the road, Gil. Nice white Chrysler minivan. It doesn't have our full
I assume that's coming from Jim.
right. Yep. It had the Nebraska Transit sticker on it, so it jumped out at me. Do we know there was a claim in data processing for 10,800? Do we know?
That was under contracts, wasn't it?
Yes, correct. Maintenance and contracts. I assume it's a contract maybe for the communication center or something. Leela was out yesterday, but
So it was under Leela's coding?
no, it was under data processing.
Data processing.
Yeah, and then maintenance and contracts.
Foxter
OPCO, yeah.
LLC.
Foxter. Okay. Any other questions that anybody have?
Is Foxter anything you use, Megan?
I assume that's just a yearly fee.
Right.
Are we sure that's for the communications?
No.
Oh, okay. That's something you guys use, is it? Gary, that's something you guys use, isn't it, in the attorney's office? No, okay.
Can't blame us for that one.
We'll find something.
I don't have to try hard.
Yeah.
Corporation out of North Carolina.
It's a yearly contract with Area on Aging Public Transit.
Okay.
Master.
Could be something to do with open enrollment for Medicare and all that fun jazz.
I think this has to do with the tablets that we have
Okay.
installed, because it's got Periscope tablets, passenger reminder, so there was
Aha.
there was an agreement to go with that software.
Navigation system.
Yes.
Okay,
that was
yep.
in there.
Perfect. Thank you for investigating that.
Part of her budget, correct?
Well, it came out of
It
data.
could, yeah.
It comes out of contracts, out of data processing. Any other questions on the vendor claims?
Mr. Chairman, I would move that we approve the payroll and vendor claims as presented.
Okay,
Second.
thank you. Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Holger.
Yes.
Osler.
Yes.
Sykes.
Yes.
Probst.
Yes.
Overmeyer.
Yes. No funding transfers required. Next up then would be discuss and act on juvenile diversion grants for 2023. And as Tristan's coming forward, did everybody get the email that the last grant that we applied for, we got that notification that that did come in also?
Right, yep, so we just have to send in the award acceptance, and then they'll get us that, I think, the 1st of January, so.
Okay,
Good morning.
morning.
So this discussion is for the 2024 grant for next year, and so we're already going through the application and everything, and it's due on December 22nd. I have most of it already kind of started and filled out. I just have to get the financial parts nailed down. But since we're not having another board meeting until the following week, to discuss getting that approved and everything to be signed and sent to them.
Okay,
So the whole grant is for $35,483, and it will be mostly used for personnel expenses. So, and then what we have after that is the additional grant, the EB grant, that is January 6th deadline. So those are the two main grants that we've always applied for, and Rochelle's always gotten for the diversion. So.
okay. So nothing has changed on the grants. In the terms of dollar-wise, where does the 35,000 compare to what we received the last, or the one we're working off of right now?
Right, so last year, I believe it was about 2,000 less. I think it was around the 32,000 that we were allotted, and so they upped it because we haven't been de-obligating under a certain amount, so they gave us an additional 2,000 something. So, and then so last year, that's what she had for the main grant to pay for all the diversion fees, or all the diversions, and then she missed the additional EB grant at the beginning, and that's when I picked that up in August. And so we'll be able to get ahead by getting that approved and sent in for January 6th deadline.
Okay.
So, and that doesn't have a specific allotment, it just, we put down what we think additionally we need to pay to diversion, personal funds, and operating costs, and whatever other counties don't use, then they disperse those the counties ask for. So.
Okay. Is there any questions, Tristan, guys? This is something that we do on an annual basis to keep him employed,
Yep.
you know, in that position. So I would like, I don't remember seeing them. Usually I get a copy of them, but I don't remember seeing. Usually she sends a copy to me too.
Right.
Let's make sure that obviously either Gary or Chris, you know, just look through stuff for us too when we're signing off on it. And then you'll have the next one on the 27th meeting.
Yep.
Okay. Anything else?
So today we're looking for an authorization of chairman to sign
Yeah.
when you get it finalized.
Yep.
For an application.
Right. So I'd make a motion that we authorize the chairman to sign the juvenile diversion grant for the 2023-2024 year.
Yes.
Does that sound correct?
Next budget
Yep.
year.
Yep.
Second.
Thank you, guys. Any other questions? Roll call, please.
Brooks.
Yes.
Sykes.
Yes.
Osborne.
Yes.
Holgren.
Yes.
And Omenauer.
Yes. Okay. And you have copies of that, right? You have,
I just have it on my computer.
Right. And I can get that to,
so we get it signed.
yeah.
I have this one for the one you just passed,
Oh, right. For the award.
the one you just got for the 17,000.
Right.
You want
Yeah.
them to sign?
Yeah. We could. Yeah.
Yep. That's fine.
Okay, we'll take care of that at the same time.
Okay.
All right,
Perfect.
thank you. Okay, next up then, Jen, who's gonna be, you're gonna come up and talk this time.
Well, good morning again. I'm representing Tanya this morning, and she's in another meeting. And Jeff Steckman, we're asking if you would approve him as an extension board member for a 3-year term. He's the vice president of Ag Loans at Cornerstone Bank. And I have his application here if you all would like it. But basically, he said he'd like to know more about extension programming, such as the ag programming, such as the youth programming, and then how to better connect extension with the community and just basically understand extension better. So he would be representing at-large, the at-large district. We had a couple of board members that moved recently, and then with the redistricting in York County, we refigured where everybody was at, and so he would be serving at large. And Kelly, I can give you that updated sheet of where everyone is.
So he's not necessarily, is he replacing somebody that has moved on?
Yes, he would be replacing Tucker Boss. So
Okay.
Tucker served 2 3-year terms already, so he can no longer serve, so he needs to find somebody else.
Resolution or motion?
Resolution.
Resolution. Mr. Chairman, I move that we adopt a resolution appointing Jeff Steckman to the Extension Board for a term beginning in January of 2023 and ending in December of 2025.
Yes, it'd be a 3-year.
A 3-year term.
Yep.
Perfect.
Second.
Thank you. Is there any other discussion or questions for Jane while we're here? We sure appreciate somebody wanting to serve, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Who are the other board
Extension
members?
board
Yeah, do
members?
you have that in front of you there?
I do. I
Okay.
do. Brandon Lehman and Ken Allen, Marie Krosnick, Connor Mogul, and Brian Stair.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
If there's no other questions, roll call please.
Open.
Yes.
Sykes?
Yes.
Foster?
Yes.
Brooks?
Yes.
Beverly?
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful day.
Me too. Grateful for rain.
Every little bit counts, doesn't it? Okay. Okay, next up, we need to discuss and act on adopting a resolution naming the county depositories for 2023. Once again, an annual type thing that we do. And I would think that we could take those all under just one resolution, couldn't we?
Was there any, everybody responded? And they're the same as last year, right? These same banks were what we used last year.
Yeah, consist of Cornerstone Bank, Henderson State Bank, Midwest Bank, York State Bank, and NPATE, which is Union Bank.
I would move that we adopt a resolution naming said banks as depositories for York County.
Thank you, guys. Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Brooks?
Yes.
Foster?
Yes.
Sykes?
Yes.
Open?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Next up, we need to discuss and act on United Healthcare rebate, York County. That is we've seen that. Last year, we had got the same rebate. The health insurance is restricted, for the lack of better words, from making too much money. And if they make over a certain percentage, then they're, by law, have to give us a check back. Last year's check back was $15,000 roughly. This one is for $30,000. Last year, we need to, the members of our group that have traditional insurance, not the HSA, but have the traditional insurance, once again, by law, have to have a refund for what they paid in also. And last year, we gave each one of them $100 back. I guess through this, I would say that we would, if we double that, that's it's more than our fair share, because when you look at percentages of what they pay to what the county pays, but that would be something that, obviously we can afford to do. And that's what I would recommend, that we do it. once again, it is just for the members that carry traditional insurance. It's not for the members that have the health savings account insurance. So that makes up about, roughly 75%, I'm guessing, somewhere in there. I think we have on the HSA in the 20s, some, upper 20s that are in HSA. So. And that check's already been deposited, it's sitting in general, and then we would disperse those checks at the end of the month. It's a third pay period where there's nothing else coming out if this board decides to go that way, so.
I think that's a reasonable, we roughly got double what we got last year. Last year we agreed on 100. I think that 200 makes perfect sense for this year.
Any other questions regarding it?
I would make a motion that we approve a $200 premium rebate to the traditional health insurance members in the York County pool.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Brooks.
Yes.
Price.
Yes.
Bosworth.
Yes.
Over.
Yes.
Yes. We are really getting good at these meetings. There's something going on. Yeah, it's real. We don't have board equalization till 9:30, so we'll get a little bit of a break here, but we'll go through committee reports if anybody has anything to report. Well,
I really don't have anything. I haven't attended the last few weeks. Finally being for Carney this afternoon. We have one next meeting in the Mako conference.
Okay. Okay. Well, you second to last meeting, you want to just stop for a while then? Or?
No.
No, he doesn't.
I'll let you know.
Are you and Willard a package deal?
I think so.
Jack, what do you got?
Well, we had a scheduled Four Corners board meeting scheduled, but due to the condition of the roads, they decided to postpone it. I think they've rescheduled it possibly for the 29th. I'm not sure of the date. And I plan also to go to the NACO conference.
Good. Is that it? Daniel?
Tech committee met last meeting. After the meeting, we're actually going to meet again after this meeting. We're continuing to have website discussions. We want to kind of get that up and get a redesign to the web presence for York County. Along with that, we've resumed discussions on switching to a .gov email. There's still some questions behind what that will entail, but it would be a more secure email service, and so we've kind of got those discussions going on behind the scenes. And then I plan to go out to NACO as well this week. So that is what I have to share.
Kurt?
Had a send meeting, and that was supposed to be in person, but due to, I think at the send office, there was between COVID and the flu, they just decided to do it online, which is just fine. Had that last Thursday, I believe it was. They had a little mini assessor webinar, about an hour long last week. I sat in on that. I think there's about maybe 17 new assessors, I think they said, starting in January. So just kind of what you need to know and expect in the first couple months on taking office. So sat through that. Again, like the rest of you, I'll be attending the convention this week in Kearney. Hope to learn a little bit there. Hopefully the roads stay wet, not icy and snow-packed, so for our trip out there. So, other than that, that's all I can think of at the moment.
Okay. After the last meeting, Kelly and myself sat down. There was some local assistance funds, LATCF funding that was available. It was through the same ARPA setup, and this is 50,000 a year over the next 2 years, 22 and 23. I had received this transmission. Kurt had shared it with me. I had gotten it a month or so ago. The deadline wasn't until January, so it had been sitting on the back burner. So we had sat down and went through that, and that, they call them tranches, but that money has already came in. It was within like a week or so. So it's 50,000 that we can use for anything but lobbying the federal government. So that is, it's nothing we budgeted, so it's just gonna sit there. We can't touch it till next year anyway. They could.
No,
There was somebody that called dibs on it.
I found it, so I called dibs on it.
But there is no dibs in county government, so that does not work. So, but that is something that will be there for the next couple of years. Obviously, we've talked about different things, once that we haven't done over the years just to save the taxpayer money. Maybe one of them, like a vehicle that we've talked about that could be utilized instead of using mileage like we do, to have a county vehicle. As we see when we go to these events like this week, we'll see Sherman County or whatever other county will have vehicles, and maybe that's something, I don't know, it'll be up for, that'll be next year's discussion, but it was surprising that it was applied for and came within a week or so.
They must be getting better at those transactions.
I do know that in the coming week, Cal will be gone. Obviously, he has to take vacation sometime. It's a little scary because we babysit our heating system, and so he's going to try to train a couple people, hopefully somebody from the roads department. He was going to talk to Harv about that and go through that. Over the last week, there was an issue with the McCool taxing district on a school bond. That issue, in case you see it in the paper or see it online, that issue is being resolved, and working with the assessor and the treasurer to clear up any problem. And over the next meeting, there will be a sizable amount of tax list corrections that we'll have to take care of. We feel like we can take care of them in one lump sum, but we need to get those done so the people that do like to pay their taxes ahead of time can do that. NACO is this week. I will not be able to make most of it because of family issues. Amy's foot is still not great, so I can't leave her for that long a time. So Daniel, if he's there on Friday, we'll be sitting in on the business meeting that we made him second chair, so that will happen. You already know about the diversion grant that came in, so I think that gets you caught up to what's been going on. Do you have anything that I've forgotten? No? We're starting to get Christmas cards in, and there was some candy that came in, and that wasn't brought in here. But it did come in. Yes.
Forgot to mention, I did have a constituent reach out to me and talked about the magnets on the motor graders, using ARPA funds for that, and they thought that was a pretty good idea. So, something to think about, gentlemen, when you're budgeting next year.
Anything else, guys? We'll close this meeting out, and I guess we'll have about 25 minutes before the board equalization. Hearing nothing, we're adjourned.